With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.
Hello, welcome to the Green and Growing Show. I'm Margie Hammerschmidt, an Extension Master Gardener here in Ellis County, and with me today is a very special guest, Holly Dickman. She's the Water Conservation Specialist from Hays, Kansas. Welcome back to the show, Holly.
Thank you, Margie, and it's no doubt summer is here, so I wanted to talk just a little bit about watering. A lot of people are out in their yards, their front yards, backyards, doing a lot of watering this time of year. We've had really hot temperatures. And so it is true that plants require a little bit more moisture during that time of year, but it is also true that too much water is not good for your plants. So I wanted to talk about proper watering just a little bit. This is a nice location because we have a couple different examples. We have a flower bed behind us and we have some turf grass in front of us, both of which require moisture during the summer months, but they need it at different times, at different depths. And so I wanted to talk just a little bit about that. I'm going to squat down here so you can see. When we're talking about flower beds, watering deeply and infrequently is the best to encourage a deep root system. So you want to make sure and soak these things really deeply, but then you want to let them dry out some before you ever go back and water again. Now when the wind is blowing and it's 110 degrees outside, some of our more tender flowers and things can actually look a little rough. They might start to wilt and you might think, oh my gosh, they need some water, but you really need to go out and actually check the soil. If it feels damp, if it feels muddy, it's got plenty of moisture in that soil. You can probe the soil, it sinks really easily. That soil is plenty wet. You do not need to water those plants, even though they look a little rough in the heat of the afternoon. Chances are they will recover just fine overnight, but giving them more water can actually be detrimental because it will reduce the oxygen in that soil and keep it constantly saturated, which can cause root issues, root rots and things like that. And then your plant can have some real problems. With turf grass, same thing applies. You know, tall fescue like we have here does require additional moisture in the summer months to keep it looking nice, but you don't need to overwater. You do not need to water every single day. That can be detrimental to your turf grass. So again, with turf grass, the idea is to get the moisture down at least 6 to 8 inches. So with a probe, you can push down and see. Once you hit resistance, you've likely hit dry soil, but still you can see that depth is around 6 inches. So the moisture depth is pretty good there. Make sure you check the soil before you water. Don't just set your irrigation system on a schedule and let it go every day or every other day. Sometimes that can do more harm to those turf grasses than good. The same goes for trees and shrubs. You know, if you have newly planted shrubs and trees in the landscape, they do require a little bit more moisture during the heat of summer, but also make sure you go out and really check that soil. If you have mulch, check under the mulch. A lot of times if you have mulch, that will hold the moisture in and it does a great job at retaining that moisture. You do not need to water every single day or maybe even twice a week. Check the soil before you water and you'll have the most efficient use during the summer.
Awesome, great tips, Holly. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on the show again today.
No problem.
We always enjoy having you. Stay tuned and you'll be getting some timely topics from the Extension Master Gardeners.
Good morning, Stacy Minson, K-State Watershed Specialist, and I'm here looking at issues that we have tied to water quality in our watersheds. One of the biggest things that homeowners and residents can do is picking up pet waste. It's pretty easy and it protects our water supply. Specifically here in the city of Hays, when we don't pick up pet waste, what happens is we get storm events, that pet waste disintegrates, travels downstream through either Lincoln Draw or Chatola Draw, travels down into Big Creek and travels downstream to the next community. So that bacteria source, that E. coli specifically, is affecting many people. If they're playing in the draws, if they're playing at Big Creek with frisbee golf or just down there messing around, there's the potential to have bacteria. The other thing is, when we look at water quality, is also nitrate coming from that pet waste. It's pretty easy in Hays. If you go register your pet, You get a pet waste dispenser that you can put on the leash. You can tear the bag off. You can pick up the pet waste and put it in here. It's pretty easy, pretty simple to do the green thing here in our Hayes community. Thank you.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.